Okay, now children, see here. This is the picture of local self-government. Okay, so there is a village. Okay, a tractor is moving. Okay, there are small houses. Yes, can you see this? Yes, children. Reply something, children. Yes. Okay.
Ma'am. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now, see here you can see that.
Sir, ma'am, your voice is breaking.
Okay, okay. Now can you hear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay, okay. See now listen children. Introduction part I am going to start. As you know that Indian Constitution. Okay, Indian country is there. Okay, we have rules and regulations which you have to follow here. You all know. Yes, you have your rights to enjoy. Okay, you can freely talk. You can move easily. You can do whatever you want. So all these rights are given by the government. Okay, under the constitution. Okay, government has introduced the Indian constitution for us. Why? Because we should enjoy our rights. Okay. Yes. Now, sometimes what happens? See, children, if you will talk like this in between, I have to mute all of you now.
Ma'am, your voice is breaking.
Wait a minute. It will come. Don't worry about that. Okay. Now, is it clear?
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. See, you have to be in time in the class. Okay. If you are late here, what happens? Then you will miss the class. Okay. You should be present here in time. Okay, children. Now, see now here introduction. I told you that Indian Constitution has been
Ma'am, your
introduced.
voice is breaking.
Okay, our Indian Constitution has been introduced. Yes, for us. Okay. Now, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So, under this Indian Constitution, we have two governments. Okay, one is Union government, which is also known as central government, and another one is state government. Okay, so these two governments work okay together to provide all the facilities to the people of our country. Okay, so only we get all the facilities in our country. Okay, but sometimes what happens, our country is very big. We have big population and we have central states and then we have villages. So sometimes it becomes difficult for the country to control all the things. Okay, so what it did, now in 1950s, one person, okay, who had helped in the constitution, that person name was Balwant Rai Mehta. Okay, he had recommended in a committee. Okay, so what he did, he presented one solution. Okay, that if we decentralize the powers. Now, what is decentralization? That I will tell you the meaning. Now, what we said, if we separate the powers and give the powers to everyone, then our all the problems can be solved easily. Okay, central and union government will not have the burden. Okay, now the meaning of centralization is nothing but when power taken away from central and state and given to local government. Local government means which comes at the village level. Okay, is called decentralization. Okay, did you understood this, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So when power, which was in the hands of central and state government, was given to local government. Okay. Now, for example, we live in the city and towns. Is it or not? So we have a local government here. Okay. For example, we have village panchayat, we have municipal corporation, okay, in the city. So these are nothing but the local governments. Okay. So they will take care of these areas and they will help state government also and the union government also. So it will not put burden on the state and central government. Okay. Is it clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Just a minute.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now, why did they say that decentralization should be done? Okay, why we should do the decentralization or separation of powers, or we should divide the powers? The basic idea behind this was what, in villages, okay, many problems were there. For example, we face many problems. We face sometimes, for example, if you want to go to the doctor, okay, or else if you want to go to the village market, or if you want to go to the school, okay, or else if you want to buy something, okay, or else if any problems are there in the village level. So, for example, if any disputes, any fights are there regarding anything, okay, so these all problems will be there in the village level. Okay. So what happens, because our country is an agricultural country and most of the population is situated in villages. So now villages will be having more problems, okay, than the urban areas, that is cities. Okay. So what happened, now village people, they are more capable. Okay, they can solve their problems easily and they sit together and they try to solve the problem. So what happens now? They have the better knowledge. Why? Because they are more experienced people. Okay, and they have the elder people there. So all these people will sit together and they will talk each other and they will try to solve the problem. Okay. Now even they know how to spend the money. Okay, they will not spend like city people. Like they will not go here and there for any other enjoyment, like going to the movies or going to the any entertainment.
Voice is breaking.
Yes, yes. Sometimes what happens, the network is not proper, so it will break. Okay. So here you can see that they will spend very wisely. They will think it over while spending the money, not like city people. Okay. So they can manage the things which are there in the villages more efficiently. They can solve the problems. Okay. Now, keeping all this in mind, what our constitution makers or those who have framed the constitution, those who have framed the Indian government, those who have written the rules and regulations, what they said, now we should introduce a system which was known as Panchayati Raj. Okay, you understood, children, this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
yes,
ma'am.
yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now, constitution makers recommended this system that was known as Panchayati Raj. Okay.
Ma'am, I cannot hear your voice.
Raise your voice, children. Just check if any problem is there. Just check in your phone or system. If voice is not raised, then increase your voice. Now, what is a Panchayati Raj? Now, we should know that the word. What is Panchayati Raj? We know this word, but what is that? That we'll study. It is a form of local government. Okay. Now, in the local villages, we see this government. Okay. Local administration at village level. So, village level, you can see that we will have this Panchayati Raj, and it has three-tier system. That means what? Three levels. It has three levels, like pyramid. It has. Okay, and namely panchayats, then block samitis, then Jilla Parishad. These are the three-tier systems. Okay. Now Panchayat, where it comes? It comes at the village level. Okay. Block samitis, where it comes? It comes where the blocks or tehsil level will see. Okay. Then Jilla Parishad, you can see at the district level. Now, in Belgaum, we have a Jilla Parishad. Yes? So, Belgaum is a district. Okay, so Belgaum district comes under the Jilla Parishad. Okay? Now, is it clear, children?
Ma'am, your voice is breaking.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I cannot see the PPT.
Why? Can't see the PPT?
We can see PPT. Ma'am,
See,
your voice is breaking.
Yes. But we can see the PPT.
Yes, ma'am,
see,
we can see
if
the
you
PPT.
are having any problem, no network problem, then you can't see my PPT, children. See, if you are not able to see also, no, this video is recorded. Okay, it is recording. So later on, you can watch again in the Blooming Birds app also. Okay. So children,
Yes.
yes. So just listen to me, and those who can't see, they can later watch. But be present in this online session. Okay. Yes. Now, all three put together, okay, all these levels put together is called as what? Panchayati Raj. Okay. Now, these all three levels are called as Panchayati Raj. Now, as we know that we call sometimes village level, we call towns and cities. Yes. So there is a certain name for that. Okay. Now village level or villages are called as rural areas. Okay. Where the villages comes, it is known as rural areas. And where the towns and cities comes, it is known as urban areas. We now here you can see that in please don't speak. Anas, you're speaking in between. So here you can see that we live in Belgaum. Anas, I have to mute you now. Now, in urban cities, for example, we live in the urban city. Okay, Belgaum comes in the urban city. The nearby villages which are there, like for example, you call it as Yalur or some other villages. Okay, so nearby villages you can see.
Voice is breaking.
If the network is not proper, beta, sometimes it will break. Otherwise, you may not have the network. So, here you can see that the rural areas refers to the village and urban areas refers to the towns and cities. So, this is the picture of rural local self-government. So, under this you can see. Can you see this picture, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yes. So this is first is
Yes,
the yes. Now first is the panchayats. Okay. Then in that village level comes. Then the block samitis where it is also known as the block level. Then comes the Jilla Parishad where the districts comes. Okay. Now this is the picture. The next picture I'll show you now. Yes. So this is the picture. Okay. This picture is there in the textbook. Okay. When you will get the textbook, you can see. This is nothing but the three-tier system of Panchayati Raj. Okay. So we can see that there are levels. They have made very nicely the diagram where you can see at the bottom Jilla Parishad, then block samiti, then up village panchayats. Okay. So these are the nothing but the three-tier system of Panchayati Raj. Now, what happens here? As you can see that in Panchayati Raj, now village level, every village will be having their own problems. Okay, they will try to solve their problems. Now, for example, if anyone, if in their village they are having a school, okay, and their children go to that school, okay, in their own village. But what happens, they have a primary school in their village. But after completing the primary school, now for the secondary school. So one village may not have that secondary school. So it requires lot of money. So what will happen now? They will take help of the other villages. Okay? And they will try to solve this problem. So what the nearby villages will do? They will build a middle school. Okay? Higher school, higher standard school. And the children of all these villages will go to that school. Okay, so that you can see that in the block samiti. So it is known as block samiti, where all villages come together and they solve this problem. So the children go to the school. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So
Yes, ma'am.
okay, fine. Yes. Now you understood. So group of villages will give rise to what? Block Samiti. So here in the picture they have shown here village panchayats. They have villages. Okay, they have houses there. Okay, so combining the villages, nearby villages, will make block Samiti. Okay. Now, if any problem is there in the block Samiti, okay, or tehsil level we call it as. So what they will do now, if they want to take higher education, even that also, like college education, okay. So now for this they can't study in the middle school, they have to go to the next school also. So what they will do, they will take the help of the Jilla Parishad. So what they will do, they will take the help of the Jilla Parishad and they will club all the block samitis, okay. So number of villages will come and many block samiti will come together and they will take the help of Jilla Parishad. Okay. So that time what will happen? The children which are there in the villages and the block samitis, the children will come to the city which is known as Jilla Parishad and they will take higher education. For example, in the city here we have many colleges. Is it or not? Okay, okay. So here you can see that in your city we have many colleges. Yes, like for example we have RPD college, we have Gokte college, and then we have RLS college, and then you can see that we have engineering colleges, we have medical colleges. These are there in the Jilla Parishad of this Belgaum district. Okay, so the children which are there in nearby villages, they will come for education, higher education in this district. Okay, that comes under Jilla Parishad. Okay, now did you understood what I am trying to say?
Yes, ma'am.
So this way all this village level,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, then block samiti will work together and take the help of each other and they will help the Jilla Parishad. Okay, so this way this three-tier system will help each other and they will coordinate with each other. Okay, now did you understood this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now see, there this is the pyramid. Okay. Now Jilla Parishad comes at the top. Then the Panchayat Samiti we call it as, okay, or Block Samiti we call it. Then the Gram Panchayat which comes in the village level. Okay. This is nothing but the three-tier system of Panchayati Raj in rural areas. Now you understood this, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, see, this is nothing but the functions. What work does the block Samiti do? Okay. Now, how it will help the villages? What it does? What its work is, which helps the villages? Now, for example, here construction of roads is doing. Yes, can you see the picture here? There is a picture of construction of roads. Then provision of HYV seeds. That means what? Providing high yielding variety of seeds to the farmers. So if the block samiti provides good quality of seeds, okay, to the farmers, they can grow good crops. Okay. So this way block samiti helps the villages and also improvement of the cattle breed. For example, if the cattle are there in the villages, so they should get good food. Okay, so how to increase their production, even how to provide them food which is known as fodder. So all this provision or the requirement for the village is provided by what? By block samiti. Okay, so it is the work of the block samiti that it will help the villages. Okay, now they will construct the roads and they will combine the village to the cities. Okay, now is it clear, children, with this picture?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Yes. Okay.
Mm.
Now here you can see this is the three-tier system, which is nothing but the pyramid, which looks like a pyramid. Is it or not?
Yes, ma'am.
This, yes, this picture is also there in your textbook. Okay. Now at the Jilla Parishad, we'll start from Panchayat, from the lower level. Okay, which is nothing but the village level. So what it does, you know, here it works at the village level with one person, and that person is known as what? Sarpanch. You might have heard this word. Yes.
Sir, what is king?
Yes, yes, network is not clear, so sometime it will happen to you. So here you can see Sarpanch will be there in the village. He will take care of the village. And the Sarpanch is also known as what? Pradhan, as its head, okay, in the Panchayat. Then comes the Panchayat Samiti, which is also known as block level Samiti. Now it works for the block level, okay. And who will be the head here? Block Development Officer. Now, for example, I'll tell you. Now we have the school in our school. Yes, this is our school. Okay. Now, sometimes what happens? The city will send a BDO, which is known as Block Development Officer. Why they will send that person to our school? For each and every school, they will say. They will check that whether the school is doing properly its duties and the students are getting knowledge and education properly, that it says. Okay. So every block development officer will visit the schools or the health department or hotels or entertainment places, or you can see that malls. So everywhere they will visit and they will see that all the this work is done properly or not. So they are maintaining the cleanliness or not. So everything is taken care by the block development officer. Now, Jilla Parishad. It works at the district level. Okay. Now here we can see that our Belgaum is a district which comes under the Jilla Parishad. Okay. And we have a district collector of the district level. Okay. Now here the chairman will be who? District collector for the Jilla Parishad. So is it clear, children? This diagram?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now next.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now we will study the significance of Panchayat Raj. Can you tell me what do you mean by significance? Anyone can tell me? What do you mean by significance?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, I'll tell you. It is a word, okay? Which, shh. It is a word, okay? Significance is nothing but importance, okay? So, what is the importance of Panchayati Raj, okay? So, here you can see that significance. So, we are going to study the importance of Panchayati Raj. Now, by the introduction, with the introduction of Panchayati Raj, you can see that many things have changed in the villages, then some block level and the Jilla Parishad. So what happened now, you know, because the introduction, by the introducing this Panchayati Raj system, now the people became more aware. Now they came to know that what are the things which are there nearby our places. Okay, so they came to know that we should be aware of the facilities which are given by the government. Okay. Then you can see the second point is it has helped to establish democracy at grassroots level. It means what, you know? It had tried to maintain the democracy. Okay, democracy means what? Where everyone can enjoy its work and they can do freely their work. No one will try to stop them by doing their work. Okay, so everyone has the equal rights to perform their work in the country. So our country is a democratic country where everyone is equal. Okay, it may be poor, it may be rich people, so everyone enjoys the equal rights. So they had tried to maintain this democracy at the village level also. Okay, that is known as gross root level, they call it as. It has brought government and people close to each other. Now earlier, what happened, if you want to go to Delhi, that is central government or state government, okay, so it was very difficult to connect with the central government. Now with this village level Panchayati Raj system, now it became easier. Okay, we can go directly to the center also. Okay, now people started connecting or coming close to each other with the government. Okay, so this has helped the people. Then people have become partners in decision making at local level. So now what happened, people who are at the local level government or the locals, they started taking decisions. How? Collectively. Okay, they came together and they started taking decisions. Okay, so with this the decisions were accepted by everyone because it was a collective decisions taking. Okay, so it is known as decision making. Okay, become partners in decision making. So everyone took part in the discussion and they came to one decision. Okay, next point, it has helped in improving general conditions of the people through welfare activities. So now with the help of this Panchayati Raj system, what happened now, people, now they started improving their standard of living. Okay, now people started getting all the facilities which was provided by this Panchayati Raj system. Now the Panchayati Raj system started giving them welfare activities where the betterment of the people started taking place. Like for example, they provided them free facilities. Okay, now you can see that in the village level, they give free education to the primary students. Okay, so you might be knowing this. So sometimes government takes that initiative to provide them free education to the poor people. Even free medical facilities have been provided. So all these activities are given by the government and Panchayati Raj to the people living in the local level. Okay. Now is it clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay. Now what is a panchayat? Now, yes, listen there. Now what is a panchayat? We studied Panchayati Raj system. Okay. Now in that one panchayat comes. Okay. What is this panchayat? Now what is the meaning of this panchayat? This we will study here. A committee of, now panchayat. Panchayat means what? Five. Okay. It tells about five. Okay. And the committee will be having how many members? Five elderly and responsible persons in village. So they will, what they will do, they will have five persons. Okay, and they will be elder persons and they will be responsible persons. So they have the experience of all the things. So they will have a members of five committee. Okay. Now it is followed since from ancient times. Ancient times means what? Earlier when the civilization took place. Okay, and even after that also. So people started following this panchayat system. Okay, they used to have five elderly persons in the villages, and they used to sit under the tree. You might have heard about this, yes? And they used to call all the people of the villages, and they used to solve the problems. If any one problem, if any person is having a problem, for example, if neighbors are there, okay, and they have a problem, then the another person is throwing the same garbage in his what we can say in his compartment. Okay, so what he will do, that person will approach the panchayat. Okay, and what he will tell, that my neighbor is troubling me. Okay, and he is putting all his waste in my compound. So what I should do now? Please panchayat, help me out of this. So what we will do now, panchayat, we will call all the village people. They will sit together and they will try to solve this problem. So the person who is doing wrong thing, he will be warned. He will be said that you are not supposed to do this and you have to stop this. Okay. So this way they will be trying to solve the problems of each and every people living in the villages. Now, as we know that in the ancient times, we had used this panchayat system. Okay. Now, why we respected this panchayat? Because earlier it was believed that these five elderly people are nothing but they are the what we call it as believe that they are the God himself. Okay, so they are the gods. Okay, and they know how to solve our problems. So now, when you respect a God, now whatever decisions and judgments are given by the God, you accept. Yes, and you respect that judgment. So same thing, the people started respecting their decisions. Okay, so they believe that these five persons are same as the gods. Okay, so they started respecting, and this way they started solving the problems. So this started from since from ancient times. Okay, now next, as you can see that each panchayat, okay, wherever these villages will be there, they will be having panchayat in each village. Okay, and the organization which is there, it may be sometimes different. Okay, but the rules which are there set, which are set under the 73rd amendment of the Indian constitution. So you can see that the constitution which was introduced, okay, and though that in that constitution one 73rd amendment was done, and what it was that all the panchayats has to follow the same rules. Okay, now is it clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, the organization of a village panchayat. Now, what is there in the village panchayat? That we are going to see. Now, almost all the village panchayat will have what? Gram Sabha, that is village assembly. Then Gram Panchayat, that is village panchayat, and a Nyay Panchayat. So, here you can see that. Children, just give me a minute. Abhinandan, why you are late? See, children, you should not join. Now my period is going to be finished. See, if you join late, you will miss the class, children. And see, whatever I am teaching here, you will can watch later on. Okay? Now, almost all the village panchayat will be having Gram Sabha, then Gram Panchayat and Nyay Panchayat. So, all these three will be there in each and every village panchayat. Okay? Now, children, is it this clear to you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now, so children, I have completed all this. Okay, now what I have taught you that I will recall now. Okay, the remaining part of this lesson I'll be explaining you tomorrow. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
and
ma'am.
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So, can you tell me what I taught you today?
Ma'am.
What I taught you today?
I have a question. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Excuse me, ma'am. I have a question. The question answers.